On this week of record predictions, can the Broncos come back? Can Sean Payton win them the division? Is Russell Wilson washed?
Hey man,
Is Tim Patrick injured again?
again?
Maybe, maybe not. Were they really just a quarterback away from being a playoff team?
No.
You'll see our predictions this week in the Sense Sports predictions video.
Yo,
I got Brendan, Mr. B-Man PA himself. I got Isaiah, there's a Mr. Zaza,
Hello.
Bossman Spencer, and the Walking L, who is not here with us today.
Oh,
Mr. Commander Rising, Steven
that's crazy.
himself is not here this week, but we'll be
Yeah.
giving you guys his picks.
But yeah, as Jimmy laid out, the Broncos definitely had a hell of a ride last year. I was even saying at like last year they should just blow it up. It was so far gone. And we talked about like Tim Patrick getting injured, and at the same time is Cortland Sutton, like all that. And speaking of Cortland Sutton, they also got Jerry Judy, right? He's still there. He didn't get
Mm-hmm.
traded. Like Jerry
Yeah.
Judy, is Jerry Judy actually like that? Like I know it's portrayed like he is, but I don't know. Me a casual, I'm a casual on the Broncos, man. I don't know. Uh, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to predict their record based on my expert analysis. So starting out, I have them beating the Raiders and beating the Washington football team for a record of 2-0, and then they lose to the Dolphins, but then beat the Bears, beat the Jets, beat the Chiefs, beat the Packers. I'm unbelievable, man. I can't even believe this. Yeah, they get a bunch of wins. Then they lose to the Chiefs, then they lose to the Bills, but then they beat the Vikings, beat the Browns, beat the Texans. But then Isaiah and his losing streaks to end the year, man. The Broncos, they just can't get one. They lose to the Chargers, lose to the Lions, lose to the Patriots, lose to the Chargers again, and lose to the Raiders to give them a record of 9-8 in third place in the AFC West, which, you know, maybe the games are a little sus. Me looking at it, like objectively, I swore I tried, but just now looking at it, it looks crazy. But I think that's a good record for them, nonetheless. And that's if things actually work this year. That's me giving them the benefit of the doubt that Russ is, we're letting him cook and the meals are Thanksgiving like. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens, but 9-8 doesn't seem too bad. Let's see what you guys think. Jimmy, what are your thoughts on the Broncos?
Um, thoughts is exactly the same as last year. Overrated team with they ain't gonna do nothing. Let's be honest. Last year I had them on a low record. I think last year what 6-11, and you guys all had them in 10 plus. This team's trash. They're not a playoff team. They haven't been since Peyton. So, but yeah, I'll go with my predictions. Week one, I have them beating the Raiders.
So bad
Week
at this.
two, losing to the not losing, beating the Commanders. Week three and four, losing to the Dolphins and the Bears. Week five, losing to the Jets. Week six, losing to the Chiefs, and then losing to the Packers. Finally, week eight, they go versus the Chiefs again and lose. 5 week comes and goes. They come back versus the Bills, which they lose. But hey, they come back. They beat the Vikings, beat the Browns, beat the Texans, head to LA to versus the Chargers and lose. Head to Detroit and lose. Head to New England and lose. But hey, head back home. They beat the Chargers, and they go back to Las Vegas and they lose. They don't lose. They win against the Raiders for a record of 7-10 and third in the division.
He's 7-9, not bad. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. I think the Broncos might have a Steelers kind of offense. Like where if you're a Broncos fan, like you're really hype about Jerry Judy, Deontay Johnson. Like if you're a Broncos fan, like you're really hype about whatever running back they're on this time. If you're a Broncos fan, you're really, like you love your players. Objectively, I think our
Yeah.
players are nice too. But there were a lot of points where on offense, like we had like fucking Chase Claypool and Juju, and we were like, yeah, like we got some weapons here, and like everybody else is like, do you? Do you have weapons? I feel like that with the Broncos. Like, do you guys have weapons? Unfortunate with Tim Patrick, of course, and then also Cortland Sutton. I think has been someone who's gotten hurt. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But hopefully Russ comes back to play well. I like Russ. He's like one of the last like quarterbacks I saw as a kid that was a guy, I guess. And he was like an up and comer. Like he was winning Super Bowls like at the tail end of like a lot of the old regime's careers.
Unfortunately, last season I was kind of high on the Broncos because I was a fan of the team around, what was Drew Lock, and then when they get Russell Wilson, I thought, oh, he's a top quarterback. Like, this team's a quarterback away. They got a good defense. They got some good offensive pieces.
Brenden.
With Russell Wilson, they're gonna be a playoff team, but that wasn't the case. What's up?
Just real quick, is Kenny Pickett Drew Lock?
No.
All right, just
hopefully not.
I'll take that team. Last year would have been better with Drew Lock.
Oh my God! Hey man, wait, we're just staying.
But this year, they do have Sean Payton, one of the better head coach. But is he looked too high upon for this gig? How do I feel? Let's see. I have them with a pretty good start. I have them beating the Raiders week 1, beating the Commanders, but then losing to the Dolphins. But they beat the Bears and even beat the Jets, so that's 4-1. But then they beat the Chiefs. I'm sorry, I said that like unfortunately because I didn't. I have them losing to the Chiefs, but then beating the Packers, but then losing to the Chiefs again. So getting swept like again. They haven't beat the Chiefs since like I think 2015 or something, since Manning's been there. But off to a good start other than that. But then after the bye week, I had them losing to the Bills, losing to the Vikings, beating the Browns, beating the Texans, but then losing to the Chargers, losing to the Lions, losing to the Patriots, beating the Chargers, but then losing to the Raiders. The final week of the season, I have them finishing 8-9, third place in the AFC West, right in between your guys' records.
9, 8, 7. He's gonna either give 10 or 6.
Let's find out. He has them beating the Broncos.
Oh, because they are the Broncos.
Yeah.
That's why that's funny.
He has the Broncos beating the Raiders, beating the Commanders, losing it to the Dolphins, beating the Bears, losing to the Jets, losing to the Chiefs, beating the Packers, beating the Chiefs, then losing to the Bills, losing to the Vikings, beating the Browns, beating the Texans, losing to the Chargers, losing to the Lions, losing to the Patriots, beating the Chargers, and then losing to the Raiders. Very similar to what I had at the end there, and also the same record. He has them 8-9.
All right.
Boston.
So what? 8, 9.
Third place.
Third place. Sorry. 8, 9, and what'd you have, Jimmy?
7.
That is about 8 wins. 8-win team. 8-win Denver Broncos. Are the Denver Broncos back? Is 8 wins back for them? Like, is that what they
compared to last year? Yes.
Like,
that
right.
would be an improvement.
Anything is better than last year.
I mean, for what they spent on Russ and everybody, I'm sure they're gonna want much better than that. But you can only be better than you were last year. Then you gotta look to do that. So maybe they should start there. Maybe Russ, maybe he'll be back. Maybe he won't be. Either way, I think that is gonna do it for us. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe button. Do you agree with us? Or are we sleeping on the Broncos, or are we exactly right about the Broncos? Let us know. But yes, this has been Isaiah. That has been Jimmy. That has been Brenden. And we have been Ascent Sports. And we... What's the line? Oh. Jimmy, I was gonna get... We're leaving. Bye.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know